Hey everybody, this is Coach Elijah Goodrich at Victory Christian Academy, and these are the very first unit in 8th grade American history class. We start off since it's American history, figure it's kind of important to talk about geography in America and where all these cities and states and colonies and all these things that we're going to be talking about. So we have a basic idea of what we're going to be doing. So hopefully you've printed off your note packet for Unit 1 off of the website, so you can fill in the blanks that way. For those of you who have my class before, that's we normally do it. Also with this, there should be a map attached to the back of it, a blank map of the 50 states, and you'll need to go back in and fill out where the states are. You can use the abbreviation and where the capital is on each of those states, and you can color code it or do whatever else you want to, but you need at least those two things because there will be a mapping portion to your test. So we're going to go ahead and get started. At the beginning, like I said, this is Unit 1, U.S. History. Essential questions: where in the world are the 50 states located? Duh. And number 2, what specifically makes the geography of the U.S. different than many other countries? We'll get into a little bit more of that. So number 2 is more of a higher order thinking question. So you can go ahead and pause the video and write these down, and when you're ready, we can keep going. All right. Blank map of what you're looking like right here. In fact, if you wanted to, you can go ahead and pause the video right now and you can start to fill in the map, or you can just do it as you go. USA Fast Facts: total size 3.8 million square miles, total population about 330 million people. The capital, of course, is Washington, D.C., located in the District of Columbia. Largest city is New York City in terms of population, with nearly 9 million people. I think actually now it is probably 9 million people. National bird is the bald eagle, and it has the most varied climate in the world. You have deserts, you have mountains, you have beaches, rivers, swamps, oceans, forests, plains. Anywhere you go, you're going to find different climates. And that's one of the things that makes the United States so unique and so different. But you got to take into consideration how large the United States is. And we're located relatively close to the equator, so the more south you go, the warmer it gets. But we also have a lot of mountains. And the higher north you go, obviously, the colder it gets. But we just have a very, very spread out, spacious country, which enables us to have so many different climates in the same country. Like I said, you got mountains, like Mount McKinley in Alaska. You have deserts. I believe this is out around the Badlands in California. You have some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and like in Hawaii, you have the farmlands found in the Midwest. Cities like New York, all the way to the very rural areas like this in the backwoods of Texas. The mighty Mississippi River is one of the largest and most has some of the highest volume of water rushing in the world in terms of its overall size. You got national monuments like these in South Dakota, Mount Rushmore, and of course our nation's capital. Now, no, this is not the White House. This is the actual Capitol building, and on one half of the side is where the Senate meets. The other side is where the House of Representatives meets to form our legislature, and you see the Washington Monument located in the distance. National symbol is bald eagle, and this is I just saw another pretty view of Washington, D.C. during the Cherry Blossoms Festival, where the trees are blooming. All right, first state, Alabama. Like I told you before, you can pause and kind of figure things out as you're going through this. I know for some of you guys, especially if you have my class before, or you're new to this new technology learning thing, it's going to take you a little bit, and that's fine. So you can pause and fill in as you go. But you need to fill in all of those blanks on your graph, or on your packet with this. Each column and row has a different category. So, yeah, Alabama. It is a Yellowhammer state. Capital is Montgomery. 22nd state, and it was founded on December the 14th, 1819. There's a picture of the flag. The longleaf pine is a state tree. The yellowhammer is a state bird, and the camellia is a state flower. Also famous for the probably the most heated rivalry, or at least one of the most heated rivalry in all sports, the Iron Bowl, held between the schools of Auburn and Alabama in college football every year. My wife went to Auburn, so I felt obligated to put that in there. That is where it's located on the map. Abbreviation is AL. And there's a picture of the Capitol building and some of the major cities. Next one is Alaska. We're going in alphabetical order. Capital is Juneau. This is the 49th state. Founded January 3rd, 1959. Is the last frontier. The flag has the Big Dipper on it and the North Star. State tree, Sitka spruce. State flower, the forget-me-not. And the state bird is the willow ptarmigan, some sort of ground pheasant. And Alaska's way up here. Even though a lot of maps just put it like in a little box by itself next to the United States. There's the port of Juneau with its cruise ship right there. Next one is Arizona, the Grand Canyon state. Capital is Phoenix. It's the 48th state, founded on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1912. Flag has the huge sun on it. State tree is a Palo Verde, which really isn't much of a tree. Saguaro cactus flower, which is a bloom that happens on the mighty saguaro cactus. And then the cactus wren, which lives throughout the saguaro cactus. There it is on the map. Abbreviation is AZ. There's Phoenix. And then Phoenix from a distance with some cacti. Arkansas. Capital is Little Rock. It is the 25th state, founded on June 15th, 1836. Just in case you forget, it's on the state flag. It is known as the natural state. State bird is a mockingbird. State tree is the pine tree, and state flower is the apple blossom. A lot of states have the mockingbird as their state bird. Arkansas. Here's Little Rock, located right on the river. Nice little picture with all the boats out there. And it's located, Little Rock is located really right in the middle of the state. California, the Golden State. Capital is Sacramento. It's the 31st state to enter the Union on September 9th, 1850. Before that, it was known as the California Republic or the Bear Flag Republic, and before that, it was a colony of Spain. State trees are redwood, which are some of the largest trees in the world. The valley quail is the state bird, and the golden poppy is the state flower. California's way over here, in case you don't know, and Sacramento's kind of in the middle towards the northern part, and there's Sacramento right there. It's a difficult one to remember because there's a lot more big cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego that you would pick, most people would pick before going for Sacramento as the state capital, but just have to remember that. Colorado, the capital is Denver, known as the Centennial State because it started almost 100 years exactly after the signing and reading of the Declaration of Independence. August 1st, 1876, and it's the 38th state. Has a big C on it around the sun. Blue spruce, just a pine tree, is their state tree. The columbine flower is their state flower, and the lark bunting is the state bird. Colorado is almost perfectly square, and Denver's kind of in the middle towards the north. And there's a view of Denver with the Rocky Mountains behind it. Very pretty. Connecticut, the Constitution State. Capital is Hartford. It is the 5th state to join the Union, January 9th, 1788. The white oak is a state tree, which is another popular tree, state tree. The mountain laurel is the state flower, and the robin is the state bird. And this is kind of hard to see, so you have it zoomed in up here in the northeast. It's right there. It's located right next to New York and right underneath Massachusetts. And there's Hartford, and it's located almost in the middle of the state. Delaware, the first state. It's known as the first state because it was technically the first state to ratify the Constitution. That happened about 4 or 5 years after the American Revolution. Capital is Dover. Like I said, it was the first state. It is December 7th, 1787. Has a couple farmers on its flag. The American holly is the state tree. The blue hen chicken, which is also the Delaware mascot, University of Delaware mascot, the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens, which I think is really funny. And then the peach blossom is the state flower. And that's all the way crammed up here, right underneath New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. It's this little sliver right there. And if you go all the way down here to Fenwick, that is where my family comes from. They have a little beach house up there that we continue to go to. So, in the middle of nowhere. Florida, state very near and dear to all of our hearts. Capital is Tallahassee. Is a 27th state. Came state on March 3rd, 1845. State tree is a sable palm. State flower is the orange blossom, and the state bird is the mockingbird. And it is the sunshine state because it is so dang hot every year here. There's Tallahassee up in the Panhandle. It's, downtown Tallahassee at night, and then obviously, hopefully, we know where Florida is now. Georgia, our neighbor to the north. Capital is Atlanta. It's the 4th state to ratify the Constitution. January 2nd, 1788. State tree is a live oak. State flower is a Cherokee rose. And the state bird is the brown thrasher. And there's Georgia. Right north of us. Atlanta is kind of north and west of center. One of the largest cities in the south. And then there's Atlanta, obviously during rush hour traffic. Hawaii. The Aloha State. Capital is Honolulu. It's the 50th state. Became a state on August 24th, 1859. You see it pays homage to its British colonialism here with the Union Jack as part of the flag, which makes it very hard to look at. State tree is a kui kui. State flower is a yellow hibiscus. And the state bird is the nene. I think it's pronounced nene. It could be nini or the neen, but nene sounds cooler. And there's Hawaii, and like most times, it just you locate off to the side of the map down there. And then Honolulu is on the 1, 2. We're going to combine those 2, 3. The 4th major island over. And that's what Honolulu looks like. Really want to go there one day. Idaho, the gem state. Capital is Boise. It's the 43rd state on July 3rd, 1890. State tree is the white pine. State bird is a bluebird. State flower is the syringa. Famous for their state school, Boise State, or one of their state schools, Boise State, having a all-blue turf football field, and it is called the Smurf Turf, affectionately. And there's where it is, up in the northwest. Boise's in the lower southwest quadrant. And there's Boise. It's a nice-looking place. Got mountains in the background. Illinois, the Prairie State. Capital is Springfield, the 21st state, December 3rd, 1818. State tree is a white oak. State flower is a violet. State bird is the cardinal. And there is Illinois, just south of, just south of Wisconsin, or located next to Indiana, Kentucky, Missouri, and Iowa. And there's Springfield right in the middle. Not Chicago. Springfield is the capital. Indiana. Right next to it, capital is Indianapolis, which literally means the city of Indiana. 19th state, December 11th, 1816. State tree is a tulip tree. State flower is the peony. And state bird is the cardinal. It is known as the Hoosier State, which is also the name of their mascot. And Indianapolis is located right smack in the middle. And there's Indianapolis from the river. We're going to get through one more real quick. Iowa, the Hawkeye State. Capital of Des Moines. 29th state, December 28th, 1846. State tree is the oak. State flower is a wild rose. And state bird is the eastern goldfinch. Eastern goldfinch. There's Des Moines on the map. So just north of Missouri. And Des Moines is located in the middle center. And this is a good stopping point for the day. We will finish up with the rest of these in the next couple days. There'll be in another video. But I appreciate you guys and look forward to talking more about this with you. It's going to be a good year.